It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
Welcome back. Another show, the last show of 2016.
The last show of 2016, when people are listening to this, it'll be 2017.
Yeah.
But it's not the first show of 2017, but it's the last show of 2016.
Because we chose to record early.
We did, because
it's Friday
we
morning.
want to enjoy the New Year's.
Yeah, I want to watch some football.
Oh, dude, you know what? I tell you what, it has been, because I have the week off, and they finally got how to put the bowl games correctly in order from noon to midnight.
Okay, so you got a like plethora of football to watch
every day.
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom. Pretty much every day, I think, except one day. It was like noon and watch the football. Okay, go away, do something, come back. Oh, next football game. Now that's TV.
Right on.
But it is the last show of 2016, and kind of sad to see it go.
I am, but I'm not.
You know what though? I think there's a whole bunch of other people that are sad to see it go because this has been a rough year on our entertainment.
Yeah, it just continually, day by day, they keep snagging people, man.
If you're not a musician who we lost actors and actresses.
Right.
And it's like, wow, maybe we should get out of 2016.
Right. Yeah, it's like chewing people up left and right.
It is. And, unless you've been under a rock, Carrie Fisher, and then the mom dies 24 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah, Debbie Reynolds.
Do you think that's... Let me ask you this. Do you think that is just coincidence or...
No.
You don't... Okay.
No, well, you see that with older people, I mean, we've got... my wife has close family friends from when she was a child that... I can't remember which one. I think it was the wife died first, and then hours later the dad
Isn't that
died,
wild?
or the husband died, yeah.
It is wild.
So it happens. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think there's some divine intervention there at some point.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's like, okay, you've done well, son. It's time to come on home.
Exactly. And then, and as things is dying as we go here, our seasons are dying. Right? We're going to, here in Michigan, bow hunting is going to be ending on Sunday. And
late doe season.
Had
some more doe killed at our camp.
Did you?
Yeah, this last week. I think there was 2. Yeah, 2, maybe 3. Can't remember. I think it was 2. Yeah.
What? I know you had a magic number to hit.
We got pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
You pretty close to that number?
Yeah, I think we're 3 or 4 away.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think it was pretty successful. Had I had the opportunity to go up during this holiday, I know we'd have got a lot closer.
Right, yeah,
but
exactly. And, that's the thing. We talked about, hey, let's, see if we can get out on the hard water. Mm-hmm. Well, it's been warm pretty much all week.
Right on.
When I left here last show, I drove by the lake.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a nice water
on top of the ice.
On top of the ice,
yeah.
And there was nobody in the cut fishing. So
okay.
There was no cars, no nothing. I'm like, man, we ain't doing that. I tell you that, right?
No.
Even though I am getting you to your preferred weight to lead me out on the ice.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he brought donuts over again this morning, folks.
Not donuts, just one.
Well, there was one for you, one for me.
Right. And it's just, we're finishing up another year of hunting, and it's just amazing how that works.
And I just finished another glass of coffee.
Great.
Cup of coffee,
So you'll be rocking in style here soon, but
yeah, I'm amped.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about on the show.
We do. Surprisingly.
We got something from Donnie Vincent that I want to read later on, talking about our relationship to the outdoors and how that relates to your and my 2016 seasons. What else are we going to talk about today?
Well, I paid a visit to you at work yesterday because you helped me out, and you gave a tour to my daughter, who's thinking about everything going into just not knowing what.
Right.
It kind of hit me, and it kind of made me laugh that even at the TV station, you guys are watching the Eagles.
Yeah, you noticed that, huh?
I turned it.
If you've been living under a rock, he's talking about this Eagle camp.
Well, it started, I think, a couple of days ago on one of the major networks.
CNN's where I saw it.
Is that where it started? I don't know where it started. Who started it first? But it was NBC that I caught it on, and they were staring at it was in the morning. I flipped it on, and they're looking. Is the eggs hatched yet? I'm like, what? And they show this eagle. I'm like, oh, okay, they're watching an eagle cam.
Right.
Well, then here I go to this TV station in Flint, and on their monitors is this eagle. I'm like, really?
Yep. And speaking of, look at here on our homepage. That's either Harriett or M15. How do you get the name M15?
Maybe. I don't know. Well, truthfully, I think it has a reference because there's the Decorah Eagles that you'll catch up in March, I think is when they start. They do the same thing. They all got numbers, a letter and a number. I think M15 is a good. I don't see a machine gun, but
no, I'd say M16. I think that'd be a better name for the dad.
Maybe that'll be the next one.
I don't know.
But one is called Harriett.
I don't know. Yeah, we're looking at it. We got it full screen right now on our monitor. I don't know which one, if that's Harriett or M15.
Really?
Right. So, but yeah, talking about the opposite ends of the spectrum. But yeah, this Pritchett cam, it's Dick Pritchett Real Estate. This is the guy who has this camera. It's his camera. How he got this camera up, it's in Fort Meyers, Florida, on an eagle nest. And this camera's been in place for 12 years. And I don't know if they still maybe it's sponsorship. Maybe that's the way it works. But it's on his webpage.
That could be.
Maybe he's got the exclusive rights to be able to put this up on his page.
Because I know...
Well, it's not exclusive. We got it on ours.
I know it's kind of neat to see this because they how they have to get up there and do this, and they don't disturb the nest, and they get this camera into place. This one's been in place for 12 years?
No, since 2012.
Oh, since 2012.
Okay. 4 years.
4
Almost 5 now.
It is pretty amazing. And, it's kind of neat to watch our national bird.
And that's the part that intrigues me. If you look, like, I don't know if it was YouTube or Facebook. I was sitting, like, last night when I come home, it was on my mind again. And it's like people were commenting on Facebook about it. So I flipped over to the camera, and I'm watching the comments. And there's a drinking game that was developed off of this camera now. It's like when people say a certain word because they ask the same question over and over and over and over again, somebody go drink, and then you're supposed to take a drink. So
I think it's funny because it's just amazing that you sit here and we watch a bird, but the best part is when the chicks get a little older, you'll see them bring the food to the chicks, right?
Right.
Well, the ones in Decorah, Iowa, brought a cat.
Nice.
As food.
Nice.
And the uproar was just, it was.
Did they show the cat getting eat?
Well, yeah, it was live on camera, like you were seeing now.
Okay.
All of a sudden, whichever eagle it was brings so said cat into the nest, and they just
tear it apart. So it wasn't like somebody was monitoring the camera and just shut the feed
down.
No.
They let it go.
Nice.
And, you'd see fish, and you'd see this, and all of a sudden it just, boom, a cat.
Mother Nature at work.
Hey.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and if the cat's out there, and, that's what it is. And that's no small nest either.
No, see, now the outdoorsman in me has certain questions that I want answered or like to know, There's certain things that I have figured out, but like the camera, like you just seen this movement right there. That's an orbital move. That camera is like panning. It's not so much a pan as the camera is moving itself. It's almost like it's on track and it orbits as it's looking down.
Oh, see, now it's going up.
Yeah, now it does have the tilt and pan motion to it, and the zoom in and the focus and all that. But there's almost an orbit, but because it swung around to the other side, like kind of on the other side of the nest. I don't know how far it can move.
Oh, like it can almost
like a track,
almost 360.
Yeah. At least that's the way it appeared.
Wow,
the movement.
That's really getting their camera set up.
So
that is kind of cool. I wonder now. I haven't watched this camera at all. So, but is there a zoom to this?
Yes. Oh yeah. So they zoom right down to the egg. You can see the cracks because there's cracks in the egg now where it's trying to get out.
So now, how far do you think this camera could be away from the nest?
It could literally be 10, 15 feet, maybe more.
Because I just wondered with the movement of the camera, obviously the birds must be okay with it by now.
Yeah.
I think if it's been in place for 4 years.
And it's got infrared on it as well, so you can see at night. You can watch the bird sleep. People are saying, there's lights on the bird. And that was one of the things. Drink. But, I mean, really, you see some of the stupid comments people make on here, and I guess it just really shows that some people really don't know about the outdoors. And that's the point I wanted to make about this, is that people are really, is we garner more technology and people become more separated from the outdoors, and they sit in their office or their comfort of their home, and they sit on Facebook all day. People are getting dumb. They don't get out and observe. They don't get out and enjoy the outdoors and question things, and they assume certain things because they see it on a webcam.
Well, if we see it on the internet, it must be true, right?
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, I saw an article on some website that said Photoshop photos were you tricked, right?
Yeah.
They showed an amazing cobra in India that had 5 heads.
Okay.
And it looked like a fan.
Right.
It looked like they just photoshopped one and just
Yep.
went like a fan. The other one was Putin
Uh-huh.
riding a grizzly bear
Uh-huh.
instead of a horse.
Right.
And yeah, right. Well, it's on the internet, so it must be right.
Exactly.
True, right? So, but we have one of these nests around here, Lobdell Lake, I think. Mm-hmm. And actually, Deb has seen the bird at work over at the school. Uh-huh. So,
the bird works at the school?
Yes, it dines there every once in a while. But they have seen it in the tree there, and
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. But yeah, it's like, people, if you get out and see this in nature,
Yeah.
you'd understand that nest is not
Like a robin's nest.
24 by whatever your size your screen is.
Yeah, it's like over 6 feet
It's
wide.
6 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could literally go up there and lay down in it.
Yeah.
And it's solid. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it is amazing when people get on there and they start asking questions and you're like, really? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know how many views this camera has. I know I peeked in one time when I was flipping through Facebook, and there was like 19,000 watching it at one time. And
Yeah.
oh.
And if I remember right, this website that this thing is hosted on has 4 views. There's 4 different camera views of this bird, or nest, I should say. And I don't know exactly where they're positioned at because I've just been watching the one from above. People, like I said, they're losing their minds over this stuff. You get the tree huggers and the fur babies and all that kind of stuff that are just going crazy. But, as the outdoorsman, I'm looking at this, yeah, there's part of me that wants to see those eaglets come out of that egg, just because I've never been able to see it before.
It is neat. I watched the Decorah eagles do that, and and as we get through the months and you see them get bigger, they start. And if you can go back, you can research, because they'll name these 2 hatchlings. Yep. And then you can go back, and then, like, I know for the Decorah eagles, they'll show you and they'll track them. Okay. So I know, like, one year, both eaglets were both electrocuted.
Okay.
So
wingspan touching across the wires or something, because they got they got a 6 foot or larger wingspan when they're grown.
So it's pretty cool.
So yeah, if you guys are so interested in seeing this stuff, we've got a link on our front page, upnorthjournal.com. Go, click the viewer, and you can watch these eagles. It's kind of cool. It's something different. I wouldn't suggest sitting all day waiting for the things to hatch, but
unless you got nothing better to do.
Yeah, but you can go over and click on it, keep an eye on it.
Tell you what, the weather it's been now, it hasn't been really cold. Probably be a good time to get out and do some rabbit hunting.
It would be. Yeah, or start scouting your local lakes and watching to see when that ice gets hard. That way you can get out on the hard water.
Yeah, definitely start scouting, because right now it's kind of iffy to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, we're bumping up on our first break here. Let's step outside, take our first break. We'll come back. We got more good stuff to wrap up 2016. We'll be right back after this.
I shoot PSE because I like one pin to 40 yards.
I shoot PSE for the perfect combination of feel and performance.
I shoot PSE because you can shoot lighter poundage and increase arrow speed.
I shoot PSE for the fastest bows on the planet.
I shoot PSE because my livelihood depends on my bow.
I shoot PSE because better engineering makes a better bow.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE. I shoot PSE.
Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
second segment of the show, our last show for 2016, which I just realized, you know what 2017 means?
We're another year older.
You, Godfather, will be podcasting for 10 years.
Absolutely.
In April.
Yes, sir. April will be, and actually our 400th episode should be the first week of February.
Yes.
So
400. We remember did 300?
Yeah. It seemed like it was yesterday.
If it's February, it'll be 2 years.
Yeah. Well, roughly, yeah. It was.
It was February 14th-ish of 2015.
Yeah. Up at Cabela's. Yeah, we did a 2-hour show up there.
Yes, we did. But
we got anything planned for this one?
No.
You need to start thinking about it.
I was asked that question, and actually Deb asked that. I said, we're thinking about it.
Yeah, it's on the radar.
It's on the radar. But yeah.
You're over 120.
Years old?
No, episodes in.
I'm knee deep.
Yeah, episode 276 is when you jumped on board. That's when we resurrected it from the ashes, so to speak.
Literally from the ashes, and cleared the smoke. And actually had to clear the smoke out of your equipment.
Yeah.
Literally, because you didn't know if it was going to be working. You had it refurbished or cleaned, I guess. And
yep.
All right, let's see if this works.
Yep, fired up, no pun intended, and away we went.
Yeah, from the rental house back to the cabin, to the new cabin. And
right on.
But yeah, you posted something online that I thought garnered some questions.
Uh-oh.
You posted a picture.
Uh-oh.
Something about if I had $1,000, if I could get one gun.
Oh, yeah. We had some good discussion on our Up North Journal Facebook page. If you had $1,000 and you could buy one gun, and only one gun, what would it be? And why?
Well, let me hear it, because I want to know what gun you want to buy.
I've already got it. It's the one I bought last year.
Your 7mm?
Yep, Browning 7mm. Yeah, Xbolt. Yep,
Nice.
Xbolt, Browning 7mm, RemMag. Why did I buy that one? I was looking for a long-range flat shooting gun. Something I'm looking for, like a 300-yard gun, maybe 400-yard, and did a little research on it, and that's what I came up with. And I found out this year at about 50 yards, it killed the deer. There's no doubt about it. It killed the deer, but the deer ran on me. I think it was just it's too big a gun to use at close range.
Agreed.
It didn't have time for it. It didn't, lose enough velocity to expand when it hit the deer. It just went.
If you could find that bullet on the other side of the deer before it hit anything, you'd probably find that it didn't expand.
Right. That's what I'm guessing.
Sure. Okay, so I'm a 308 kind of guy.
Right.
I don't ask me why. My dad gave me, I started with a 30-30, but I went to 308, and I've got a few 308s.
All right.
Bolt, I'm missing one that I want to get is a pump.
Okay.
I don't have a pump.
What brand?
But that one would be a Remington. I want that Remington 7600, I think is. Because I got the 7400 semi-auto.
Right.
I want the pump one.
Okay.
My dream would be to get matching serial number or matching ones that are right next to each other.
Gotcha.
Cool. But anyways, I think, and I don't have a Remington, and I'm not really that big into names of guns and stuff like that. But to me, it would be a bolt action. Right now, a Remington bolt action. I don't have one. I've got a Weatherby that it was the first one. It was the first bolt action I purchased at 18 years old.
Gotcha.
It was like, I can buy a gun now.
Right on.
I bought a Weatherby 308, and that gun is just, to me, that's lights out. That gun is just, I haven't shot in a few years. I got to get it back to the range. I broke it down. I took it all apart. I was going to have it dipped, but some things happen. Mm-hmm. So I got to get that resighted in and redone. But anything in 308, probably a bolt action.
Gotcha.
The brand name,
yeah.
I really don't know enough about all of them.
Right.
Remington, Browning, but
well, that's the thing. I noticed, and there was a lot of discussion on our page about it, and some guys went into great length of great detail of why. When it comes to firearms, I'll look at a certain caliber, and I look at my past experience of what I like, what I don't like, and I kind of gauge it off that. Or I'll gauge it off, what I've read, I hate to say it, but online,
right.
Feedback of what I get, or people I've talked to in the industry, what I'm looking for, what am I looking to use it for. But I really love the Ruger M77 platform, bolt action. I've got 2 guns in that, and I would like to build a collection, from small to large caliber rifles.
I've got the M77 ultralight 308.
308, okay.
That one I bought for Deb as a birthday gift.
Gotcha.
It's an ultralight. It's light, and of course she killed a deer before I did with it.
That's what you get for buying your wife a gun.
Yeah. So, but no, agreed. That is a plus. Another thing I really like about is where the safeties are.
Yeah, I do. I like that thumb safety, that swivel safety on the side, but I like the simplicity of the gun. I like the fact that it's I won't say it's a bare bones, but it's not what I call one of your fancy shiny guns.
Right, exactly.
It's a workhorse.
It's a workhorse. It's got the bolt. It's got the plate on the bottom. You kick it open and they just fall out. It's not a magazine.
Yep.
Because I have lost a magazine in my other gun. Mm-hmm. I was carrying it and got back and.
Well, actually, on the smaller calibers, my HMR 17 and my 22 Hornet, there is a magazine cartridge in those that drops out. So the larger calibers I don't have, so I'm not.
The 308 is a you feed them and then you kick open the plate falls and they just fall out.
Okay, so the plate's actually the bottom of the
right in front of the trigger guard
box, the magazine holder.
Yep, and it's got if you want to say the where the bullets lay on the plate, and that's got a spring under it.
Right on.
So simplicity there.
Right.
Plus, I like that safety is on the thumb, up on the back of the stock.
Oh, it's a thumb safety.
Yes.
It's not the swivel safety from the back of the bolt.
And I love that safety.
Yeah.
That's why I like Mossberg safeties. The Remingtons are underneath, which it's okay. I can deal with that. But as far as Ruger is, I have no complaints about it.
Right on.
I've heard, and like you said, reading things. Your bird's making noise there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's audio with that. Yeah, I still got the bird up.
I think he or she just called
the Eagle Cam.
Yeah, but it's funny when you read things because when I go and I do a product and I look at a product and I want to read the reviews, I kind of like take the top 5 and the bottom 5, kind of throw those out and say, okay, what's in the meat of this subject? Because you could say somebody, hey, I like Ruger, and the next person will go, I can't stand shooting a Ruger.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah. I had that same conversation years ago when I bought my Mossberg. Why do you want a trash gun like that? Blah blah blah. Those aren't machined. Those are stamped parts. That gun's going to be falling apart. And I'm like, hold on, wait a second, time out. I said, first of all, how many times am I going to shoot this gun in reality? And I'm not a competitive shooter. I'm not a every weekend skeet guy. I'm not, So for me, it was like, okay. And to this day, I still have my Mossberg.
Yeah. Does it get the job done?
Does it get the job done? Does it every time I pull the trigger and fire? Yep, it does. So it's like, we get to look at the eggs.
Yeah. Eagle Cam zooming in on the eggs there.
Oh, is that a crack in the egg?
No, there's one in one of them, but boy, see what happens when you're watching online live cams. It grabs your interest. You just went right from talking about Mossberg shotguns to an Eagle.
Well, it's right there in front of my face. But so that was kind of when I read reviews, it's like, all right, that'll be like somebody telling you, a Weatherby is trash or a Browning is trash. You know what?
It's whatever Kool-Aid you're drinking.
Whatever you want to drink, and I can tell you what's good for me, the Mossbergs work, okay?
Well, we see it in the archery industry, too. Same thing.
Oh,
I think it's even, I don't know, it's probably even worse.
And it's worse in there because now I've learned is to watch when somebody says something about it, look at them and kind of turn the page on them and look at the backstory. Kind of like a certain magazine came out with an edition that seemed to be all, for the better part, I'll say pro Matthews. It was like, this whole issue is everything about Matthew.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Right.
So obviously they spent some serious cash.
Right.
For that month or whatever it was.
Right.
It was basically an advertisement for them.
Right. And then the next month you'll see it for another company.
It potentially could be. Right. Yeah. Except, that's all fine and dandy, but give me Joe Schmo and tell me about how does it. And that's one thing I like about when we go out to the stores and we do events. We get it from the people as to, hey, what do you like?
Right.
So, but no, as far as guns and how that works, if I had $1,000, yeah, I could definitely spend it. I'd probably spend $300, $400, $500 on the gun and probably just as much on the optics.
Yeah. Yep. I would if I had $1,000,
because you could probably take a $250 rifle and put a $800 750 scope on it and be just as good.
Yeah, depending on what you buy. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
But yeah, it would be Browning or Rugers is what I would buy. What caliber? Probably 270 because that's the one thing I don't have personally in my safe right now. My dad's got a couple, but as far as me, that's probably the one caliber I haven't played with enough yet.
If I go into the twos, either a 270, 280, I think 270, you've got a more versatile range of getting ammo for it.
Right on.
Funny you say we talk about this because I had this conversation when I was at work when I was down south about because the guy that I was talking with who deer hunts, he's from Gaylord originally, grew up on a dairy farm up there, and basically his style of hunting is stalking.
Okay,
but again, he's got the acreage to do it. Yeah, we were talking about that. I said, well, that's fine if you like to do that, but you got to have enough. I can't do that. I can do it, and I'm going to either bump into my relatives or I'm going to walk into somebody else's land.
Right.
You know, but his gun is a 32.
Okay.
You know, and that's the gun I grew up with. They used to go to the so-called their garbage dump and grab the bottles out of the garbage and throw them up in the air and shoot them. But that was his gun, right? You know? It's kind of funny. And relatives of mine who hunted moose use a 32 as well.
Okay.
To hunt moose. Now, some people be like, oh my, that's not, you know what? It gets the job done. They kill a moose, and that's what it is. So it's kind of, do you have a, we talk about the 7mm you just got, but is there a gun that you have that is special to you? Like my first gun was a 30-30.
Oh yeah, I've got one that's near and dear to my heart, and that's the first gun I ever purchased myself.
That's kind of like me and my 308, the Weatherby.
It was a gun that I'd wanted, and I'd done I heard a lot about and done some research on, and it's caliber that I wanted.
Okay.
It was my 22 Hornet because it's a center fire 22.
Yep.
And I specifically bought that gun to kill coyotes. You know, I mean, that's what I bought it for, so I could use that and take it out in the field and actually take it out and, you know, hunt other game with it as well. But but that's really what I got that for was for coyotes. And yeah, I love it. I don't ever see myself ever getting rid of that firearm.
There you go.
Something I'll hand down, you know, to one of the kids or grandkids at some point in time.
That's awesome. That just, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. You put that up on Facebook, and I saw that, and I saw some of the discussion, and like you said, someone into great detail as to why, and somebody said, "Hey, I'd buy 3 used guns," and well, that wasn't the question.
Yeah, it's $1,000 for one firearm. What would you buy?
Exactly.
What new gun would you buy?
If I could, I would love to have one specifically made. That'd be kind of cool.
Custom made gun.
Custom made.
Right on.
You know, if it, you know, give you that $1,000, we'll have it custom made. You know,
we got a place here that'll do that. You know, here local, Williams Gun Sight and Outfitters here in the Flint area, they do a lot of custom gun work, and we know a few of the boys over there.
You gonna have them make me a gun?
No. If you pay for it, I'll have them make you one.
Yeah, well, that's.
What would you have them make? What caliber?
That's a good question. Here I am. If you're asking me to get a custom gun made,
actually, you know what? Time out. I changed my whole mind on all this. The one gun I want, and it probably costs at least that much, probably a lot more than that, would be if I could find the Anschutz 22 Target Master rifle. I think it's Target Master 58 that I shot back in college when I was on the Eastern Michigan University rifle team.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, that's the gun I want.
That's when
you could carry
when colleges
not
had,
carry, but when they had guns on campus, right? Yep. Right.
Wow, that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, that was.
Well, that's interesting.
Back in 1988, 89. Yeah, when I shot.
Wow.
Maybe 90.
A custom gun. Ooh, I might even do a 308. I might even, if this is gonna be a custom gun. See, okay, here's a problem I have with this though. But if it's too nice of a gun, I won't want to take it in the woods.
Yeah.
That bugs me.
Well, this gun you wouldn't take in the woods. It's definitely just for the range.
There you go.
You know, competition shooting.
Yep, it's competition shooting. So, but no, that's just interesting. Wow. I'd like to have a custom gun. That'd be awesome.
Now you got me thinking. So
I know somebody. Well, we had him on the show, Andrew, he built a gun. Basically, he customized it with everything he needs for his shooting at long range.
Right.
And he's using 308 at 500 yards or whatever he was shooting a golf ball at 500. I think.
Yeah, we need to go up to his range sometime and do a little shooting.
That's a reach out and touch.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I've done that. You know,
there you go.
Furthest shot I've taken's been 200 yards.
He would be more than happy to take us up there. He's offered it a few times.
Maybe we need to do that this summer.
I can talk with him and we can arrange it.
All right. Well, let's arrange taking this break right now. We're bumping up on a long segment here, so we're going to step outside. We're going to take our next break. We come back. We'll wrap up 2016 in the last half of the show. We'll be right back after this.
So what do you do when you've completely redefined the way bows are engineered? When you've reached the pinnacle and the band starts playing your victory song, you start a revolution out of thin air. Introducing the all-new PSE Carbon Air, engineered with true carbon technology to be the lightest high-performance bow in the world. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Back, everybody. Third segment of the show.
We're heading down we're winding down 2016.
When you're listening, it'll be 2017.
That's right. A new year.
So what's going on?
Oh man, I tell you, it's finishing things up, trying to get things finished. We talked about in the last segment about something you posted.
Yeah.
News. A couple episodes ago, we talked about the deer survey. I did get the invite to take the survey, so...
Oh, you finally found it.
No, it finally showed up.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, after you got yours.
Yeah.
So I got to go back in there, and I got to take the survey.
Okay.
So I got mine.
Maybe they listened to you.
Maybe.
They heard you whining.
Probably. I hope so. Which reminds me, because we're recording this on Friday, nobody's going to hear this, but you've only got 2 days left to put in for the Pierre, Michigan hunt.
Absolutely.
You know, do you put in for that?
No, I don't.
I don't either. But I thought about it because it was funny. I thought about it, and then I heard an advertisement for it on the way here.
Yeah? Okay.
It's real weird. It's almost like calling me to at least put in for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I could win something.
You think?
No, I don't win anything.
You don't? Okay.
No.
All right.
But what's a trophy to you? Or this was posted on Facebook, and
dude, that camera makes me look fat.
What do you want me to do about it?
Put your narrow lens on that thing, man. Dang, I just noticed that. I'm watching it here live, monitoring it. It's like, wow. That or I put a lot of weight on here lately.
Wow. Jeez,
Happy New Year's, Jason. He just chimed in here. I see you there, bud.
You see. I don't know if you saw Bob Rich's comment about not having an angry face in the meet. Yeah,
there's an angry face.
That's
right
what
there.
I thought. It was kind of funny. He posted that. That's funny. You must have been angry.
So you had a thought.
I had a thought. It was posted online, and it was a person that shot it was late season doe, and obviously because it was just posted last week, and it was posted, and the person had a shotgun. It was a button buck. The guy was smiling. The person got a button buck, late season doe, and he kind of got chastised for it.
By
others.
Was it public land or private land?
That I don't know.
Okay. Was it Michigan?
Yes, Southern Michigan, because that's who's got the late doe season.
Okay.
And it occurred. I don't know. It struck me as to hear this person, and legally it was anything under 3 inches, right? That's the doe permit.
Yep, it's
right?
legal. Yep, it's legal.
Right. So And he got chastised for posting it because it wasn't following the page's beliefs, I guess.
The page
that it was posted on.
What page was that?
The Let 'em Go, Let 'em Grow.
Oh, okay.
But legally, he did correctly.
Yeah, if it's legal, I ain't got any problem with it. Personally, on a personal note, yeah, you know where I stand on that.
I know where you stand on it. I don't know. It just bugged me that here the guy was smiling. Okay, it might be the only deer he got all year.
Yeah, I don't know the situation
exactly, and we don't know the behind the story situation. Maybe it was the only day he could get out hunting. Maybe it was, and here he's getting chastised. Oh, you shouldn't post it on this page. But in reality, folks, he legally did it.
Right. I don't have a problem with anybody shooting a deer that's legal, as long as it's legal. What I would like to see is I'd like to see some of the laws changed here in Michigan, or game laws, I should say.
And truthfully, I don't know how far he shot it, and I don't know his eyesight, but you couldn't really tell. You could tell really small nubs.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if the deer's walking away from you or at a distance,
and it was a late doe season,
right?
Okay.
We've talked about this a gazillion times.
We had doe management hunt at our place.
Yep.
You know, when we took the kids up there.
And they learned a valuable lesson, I thought, because you're hunting, you're a guest hunting at a place, and you're abiding by their rules.
Yep.
That I get.
Yeah.
But depending on, this he looked happy to me. He wasn't frowning, he wasn't crying, oh, I'm so sorry. No, he was happy. Yeah. He took a button buck, late season.
I understand. Where do you stand on it? I mean,
dude,
you asked the question.
He was totally legal.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the fact he shot a legal deer. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the way some of these laws are, the way things are set up. It is what it is. Was it a mistake? I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. Don't know.
He did not say that. He said, "Hey, took a button buck late season."
Yeah, if that's what he put in the freezer and it fell within the law, who am I to question that? What I'm here to question is the way some of the laws are doled out on the hunting public,
and that's where I think I kind of
and that's where
instead of knocking him, say, "Hey, bud, good job."
Yeah.
Personally, and I'm not going to throw that into the fray. Oh, I would have shot it, waited, or whatever.
Right.
It might be the only deer he's seen all year.
Yeah, could be.
Hey, congratulate the guy.
Yeah,
he did it legally. Everything's within the boundaries of the law. Go after the law.
Yep.
Change those. If instead of what's the word? The comments, not constructive criticism. The opposite.
Criticizing people
publicly because.
It's easy. It's easy to chastise behind a keyboard.
Oh, shoot! Yeah,
or a microphone.
Or absolutely, but if you don't go out there, me personally wouldn't have shot it.
Right.
But then again, I'm not in that gentleman's situation, and I'm not going to go on a forum and say, "Dude, you shouldn't post it." No, he was maybe that's a learning thing for him.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's probably part of the biggest problem we have with these forums is people are able to go and chastise people, without really knowing who's doing the chastising, and the fact that we're tearing down our own people. United we stand, divided we fall. If it's somebody I knew, I wouldn't chastise them in public. I wouldn't chastise them. I was like, dude, what happened? Did you not have binoculars with you? How far was the shot? Or did you just not care?
Or or it could have been his 27th button buck he's seen, and he just got. I got to shoot something to fill my tag that I need food or whatever. Because like you said, when you're up there for doe management, all of a sudden that's all you guys were seeing were button bucks.
Right on. Yeah. That's exactly what we had up at our place.
You were a field deep in button bucks, and you're thinking to yourself, I'm here to shoot a doe.
Yep.
And in my case, I was there to shoot a doe, but do you think I could see a doe?
Right.
No.
Right.
But I guess for the new year is before you use that keyboard,
stop and take a breath.
Think about it, and say, congratulate the guy.
Yeah.
Don't publicly go out there and say, way to go, knucklehead, or whatever it might be.
Right.
Because I wouldn't want that. And that goes, and like you said, you can be really big behind a keyboard. Just like the people that get really big, like the teenager that shot the bear. She shot a bear up in the UP, posted it, and then she's getting death threats to her family. You hope a bear attacks you, blah, blah, blah.
I guess the other thing, too, let's look at the flip side of the coin, the person doing the posting. Before you post something, stop and think, too. Okay, is this... What am I looking for by posting this photo? Am I looking to, like, hey, look at me? Or am I looking to give information? Or am I looking to be funny? Or am I looking to cause controversy?
That could be too.
You know, and in all reality, I think most hunters are excited when, they get that adrenaline rush. Man, I just made a great shot and I got this kill. Whatever species it may be, all the way from bow fishing to moose or a grizzly bear. And you take that photo and you post it, and all of a sudden things start rolling that you didn't even expect.
Okay, let's also flip it and say, no, it wasn't a white-tailed deer. It was an elk. It wasn't a big elk. It was maybe, I don't know. Raghorn, a spike, or something from what you comparatively see people. Look at my, make a look at my.
And it was illegal.
It was a buck. It was legal. It was everything. It just wasn't, a 5x5 or a 6x6.
Right.
It was a 2x3, 1x2, something. But you're going to get your couple hundred pounds of meat.
Right. Yeah.
But then again, you can be awful big behind the keyboard. And, I wouldn't have shot that. Well, maybe that's the only bull elk he was able to see.
Or maybe his only opportunity of anything he saw. You
Exactly.
Don't know.
And
you don't know.
And it's funny because I see a lot of people post about watching shows and stuff. And that's another thing, a pet peeve of mine is kind of when you do a show, kind of set up what you're after and why. Because to let a beautiful 8-point walk by and go, I'm not going to shoot it.
Right. Let something, yeah.
Okay, tell us there's
Why?
a reason why you're doing that.
Right. Well, just like at our camp, when we did the doe management hunt with the kids from Indiana, before we went into the field, we set everybody down. Look, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. And this is what we're looking for. And you explain all those things. You show them pictures. And we had people sitting with them to actually watch and help them get to that point as well. Guys.
It was an educational moment.
Yeah.
And you had, and I can't think of his name, I want to say Tom. He said it was one of the hardest to guide somebody. It was one of the hardest things.
Oh, it was Rick. Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He said that, and we had him on the show, and it was one of the hardest weekends to actually do because he had to first see an animal, then identify it, and then
yes or no.
Yeah, make the decision yes or no. And he said he spent so much time glassing at deer, and when they did shoot one, that was the first thing please. But it's just, I don't know. I just saw that post, and I wanted to show you the picture before we talked about it, but I seem not to be able to find it.
Right on.
So I don't know if it was taken down or what, but I don't know. It just, come on, people. Let's instead of if we go after the laws and change the laws, that's great.
So be it. We all follow the same rules.
I got laws to follow in the UP.
Yep. That are different than ones I have to follow down here.
Truthfully, if I get a combo tag, I am in APRs. Okay, that's one thing. But if I don't, I can shoot anything.
Right.
Which kind of, it's like, oh, geez.
Yeah.
And I end up getting the combo tag just to force myself into that.
Right.
But there might become a time where, because I think I'm going on 3 years now without a deer.
Okay.
It's like, I just might get a single tag.
Right.
Just so I can, because we're not seeing the bucks that we need to see.
Right.
And I can't tell you that we're getting better or worse, because I don't know what this winter is going to be like. And if we get a bad winter.
Right. So far, it started off pretty good.
So far, we're doing okay.
We need to get through 2 more hard months here.
Right. So, but it's just all those things. Let's go after, if we're going to do things, let's work together on getting the laws changed.
Yeah.
Don't
attack the person that's following the law. Go after the rules and regs.
Right.
So.
And there's also the way to approach people too. In a public forum, a private message is always good.
Exactly. Don't, like I said, man, we're our worst,
aren't we?
Own enemy. We shoot ourselves in the foot so many times because we think we're all that in a bag of chips. I mean, I've learned a lot this year. I really have. I've learned a lot in the last 3 or 4 years. But who am I to sit here and try to chastise people for shooting something or doing what I deem may be right or wrong, according to my philosophy? That's where you need to educate people and bring them along. You know, it's kind of like, you know, our deer co-op, you know, getting everybody on the bus, you know.
Yep.
We don't have to all agree that we're going to the same exact destination, but we're going in the same general direction. Get on the bus. Oh, wow, man, your destination's a little better than mine. I think I'm going to go where he's going, you know?
Exactly. And if you get all into the one end of the bus, you've done a lot.
Yeah.
And okay, so along with that picture, right, I'll go to the other extreme. He said it was a 3.5-year-old buck. Mm-hmm. Nice. And he even said, look, I shot this 3.5-year-old. He probably would have got better next year, but I shot him because I couldn't wait anymore. He was kind of not making excuses,
right?
But kind of justifying why he shot the deer.
Yeah.
To me,
yeah. He
said, well, you know, I'm hunting near heavy pressure. I've seen a deer a lot. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
To me, it was like.
Bob Bridge says berating. Berating. That's the term you're looking for.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, berating people is just, it gets old, and it's like,
right on.
Come on, there's other means that we need to get together and go after the laws, get those changed, and then everybody's happy. Now, if the DNR so chooses to get on board with certain aspects of helping and listening to the hunters, so to speak,
that's even better.
That's even better. So we got to, you know, just like Jason Meekoff with his group,
Backcountry Hunters and Anglers,
you know, getting into the legislature, getting into those people and say, look, we need this.
Yeah, do something about it. Be proactive.
Right. So, no, that's my little rant of the week that I saw that and I was like, people, stop.
Okay.
The guy, from what I could tell on the outside, it was legally shot. He was smiling, and he's got food for the freezer.
Okay.
Can I stop ranting for the?
You can stop.
No more for the year.
You can stop berating the beraters.
I don't know. It just bugged me. It's just.
I got you. I understand, man. I understand. Save that enthusiasm. We're coming back for the last segment. I want to wrap the year up, not by doing a year in review of what we've done this year, because we've done that in the past, and truthfully, everybody already knows kind of how things rolled this year.
If you've been with us, you know, so, and actually,
I want to take us in a different direction.
Right, we didn't get Mara on today. She's off in Ohio. You know, she's on the other side of the border, so we don't kind of know what happened to her. But we'll definitely have her on. One of the things I do want to do, we want to do for next year, is get her on more often.
Absolutely. And Cody.
Cody not so much. He can go fish.
And the gnome.
Oh, the gnome will be around.
Yep.
Don't worry.
So
the gnome's got to pack his bags.
Yep. Well, listen, let's take our next break. Come back. We're going to wrap up the 2016 year with a question to Danny and myself in our take on it. So we'll be right back after this.
The 2015 Dream Season Decree is a deadly combination of speed and precision. It's built for the moments when time stands still. When the only thing that will break the silence is an arrow slicing a clean path to the kill zone. The bow of your dreams is a nightmare for big game. This is PSE's Decree. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome back, everybody. Last segment, 2016.
Were we framed up okay on the screen?
I don't know. You want me to check real quick for our Facebook viewers
I always gotta, because we have a pre-check and check.
All right. I don't know.
Well, there we go. See?
Yeah, I see me. I don't see you. I don't know if that's rolling, if that's live. I don't know. Let me check here real quick. I got to check on Danny. You know, he just my computer's going wacky. Yeah, I can see you there. There you are.
That's all I wanted.
Side of your face.
That's what they get to see.
Great.
We got to get the GoPro with the wide-angle lens going.
Yeah, well, maybe next week. We'll see.
New Year's resolution for 2017.
All right. Well, we are going to pose a question here. I'm going to read something that was posted on Facebook, in regards to the outdoors, and I'm posing it as a question. Actually, I posed it as a question on our Facebook page, and this is from Donnie Vincent.
Your idol.
A guy who I really admire of the work he does in the outdoor industry as far as cinematography. The stuff that they put out is just incredible.
Not just cinematography.
His hunting
philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about this in our show prep, that we kind of compare him to, you've got Ted Nugent, the outspoken, kind of the loud side of it.
Who promotes the outdoors.
Where you get Donnie Vincent, the quiet philosophy, does it a different way through photography, kind of the yin and yang of the spectrum.
Yeah. They accomplishing the same things in different ways.
And I bet you deep down, if it's kind of like a funnel, I bet you if you got those two guys together to talk, they would be very similar.
Oh, I think so. Almost even on a spiritual type level.
Absolutely, that's what I mean.
You know?
I mean, just that whole. Okay, Ted Nugent's all loud and this stuff over here, but Donnie Vincent's quiet, does his cinematography, throws out words and stuff like this that you're going to read. But deep down, when nobody's around, these two guys probably could talk for hours on end.
Absolutely, yeah.
It would be kind of interesting.
Well, what he posted is actually, the first part of this is a quote from Aldo Leupold, and he says he once wrote, the quote is, "There are two spiritual dangers in not owning a farm. One is the danger of supposing that breakfast comes from the grocery, and the other comes from that heat comes from the furnace." He later goes on to say, "My dog does not care where heat comes from, but he cares ardently that it come and soon." And that's from Aldo Leupold that he wrote. And then Donnie Vincent expands on this, and he says, "Long November nights in North Dakota have given me much time to reflect on my progression as a hunter. Hunting for me is my personal relationship with the land and wildlife." Aldo wanted us to understand that as the world becomes more and more mechanized, our understanding and relationship with the land is all we have left. If we lose this relationship, we're doomed, as our wild places will hold no more value than to the casual. If you do not hunt or fish or grow or gather, I urge you to take a look around and celebrate with the simplest of interaction, and never look down on those that choose to participate. That message goes to everybody from
A to Z. I mean,
from the tree hugger to PETA to the fur babies to...
From one side of the fence to the other.
Exactly.
From the side we're on, where
Yep.
we've talked about this many a times, where we've sat out there and we've just looked around and said, wow.
Yeah.
And taking it all in. And you're doing things by helping nature and regeneration with cuttings. I want to do the same thing, helping the environment to sustain itself, not kill itself. And then the last part of that is reaching out to the other side of the fence that says, hey, you choose not to do it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Hey.
Yep.
But don't criticize the people across the fence.
Yeah.
Because they don't think alike what you do.
Yeah, but even here he says, I urge you to take a look around and celebrate with the simplest of interaction. The simplest of interaction. Looking out that window right there and looking at nature from your house, no matter who you are, what you are. Taking a walk, looking at the stars. The simplest of interaction. Be a part of nature, because you are a part of nature whether you like it or not. It depends on how you interact with it and what you do with that interaction.
And to me, and you got it here kind of, but for me, because I can look out my backyard and see the woods. I don't know how many evenings Deb and I have sat there after dinner.
Yeah, Bob, I'll post that quote. He just asked me. Yeah, I'll post it.
Just watching the woods.
Yeah.
Just whether it be a squirrel or when I take the dogs for a walk. I take them for a walk throughout the woods. We come walking through the woods. I'm deer hunting in my backyard, kind of. I can't, but I'm with the dogs and finding out where the rubs are and seeing where the trails are. And I found a new rub, matter of fact, which is really exciting me because it's right in back of my house and it's new. So that tells me that
everything's been shifted.
The buck that I had in the backyard is probably now alive.
Right on. Yeah, exactly.
So, but interaction, and that's the simplest forms. And that's right from your own home. Mm-hmm. Now, the people that have to go a little bit further, take a Sunday drive.
Yeah, Yeah, take your vacation. Do something different. You know, you brought up a great point. Bob asked too if you could zoom out on the camera. We're interacting with Facebook people here as well on our podcast. So if you're listening and wondering what we're talking about, Bob, he's got his stinking camera that doesn't zoom out any further, and it's against the wall. So
and it says it makes him look fat.
And we're working on it. But we got some ideas. Anyway, you mentioned something in the break, or maybe it was our pre-show setup.
It was our pre-show setup.
Pre-show shut up?
Yeah.
Setup? I love talking to you.
Pre-show setup.
Oh, there you go.
Not shut up. Setup.
You talking about somebody who you work with, and they're talking about going to
Texas,
California, Florida, all these vacations or out of the country, and you said, well, have you ever been north of the bridge? I'm like, no, it's your own home state. Visit your own home state. God, we've got so much to offer in this state alone. It's just incredible.
The whole premise was that, what are you guys doing? Oh, I'm going to go out to Colorado skiing. I'm going to go to Florida. I'm going to be here. You've been above the bridge. No? Well, let me tell you what you're missing.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. You know, Michigan, you can drive for 8 hours and still be in Michigan.
Absolutely.
If you drive 8 hours south, you're in 3 different states.
Yep.
But it's like, for those people, go check out your own state. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to offer just going from one side to the other side.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to offer going from the south to the north. But yeah, it's like that interaction, and he does it, Donnie does it so well with videography.
Yeah.
That just, it almost grabs you and wants to pull you out there.
It sucks you into it. It's like you're right there. He draws and that's what I love about cinematography, is it draws so much emotion out of you. I mean, you can watch something, it'll bring a tear to your eye, or it'll make you smile. It gives you get that sudden adrenaline rush. It's just, cinematography is really cool. It's just a great medium to be a part of.
And it's a great medium to be a part of. And, right on our own team, we've got somebody who's getting very, very good at it.
Absolutely.
She is knocking some socks off. Big shout out to Mara. There's a story about that. We'll talk about that later. But she knows what we're talking about, and she did an awesome job.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
more to come.
And look what they do. She gets out hunting. They get out. I think there was a picture she posted of getting out rabbit hunting.
Yep.
And and they do their fishing. So their interaction is a lot. Now, for the people for the other side of the fence, he's reaching out to them too. And that's kind of cool.
It's just like there was the campaign, It's in My Nature with Cabela's.
Absolutely.
You think, oh, that's hunting and fishing.
No.
They're reaching out to campers. They're reaching out to hikers, backpackers, all those different people who canoe or kayak. People who experience the outdoors, or getting them to experience the outdoors. The outdoor selfie. Looking at your reflection in the water. That
was one of the number one things Deb and I. That's why she wanted to get into kayaking, was exactly for that. We can fish from the shore all we want. Go over to the state park, throw a line in. But with the kayak, we kayaked the lakes, and then you can pick different places to go kayak.
Right.
She chose to do the Holly Fenton connection, which we're going to do again.
I want to go with you guys on that.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah. She's going to guide you, and she's going to take us. And
I got a personal guide.
She will guide you through that section like you won't believe.
All right, Deb, I'm taking you up on that.
So, but no, that just one more thing to use. And what she likes about it is it's her own space.
Yeah,
she's out there with her kayak, with her fishing pole, with her paddle.
Right.
If she wants to go over there, she's going over there, and
leave you over here.
Right. Exactly. And we boat launches over there.
Right.
Whether we choose to fish together or separately.
Right on.
We'll get there. But yeah,
looking at what he said, looking at the statement he made.
Yes.
Looking back at 2016, and I'm not looking at a year in review.
Nope.
What did you learn from 2016, or what experience did you have that you cherish or hold on dear to, that you're going to take into 2017 and use to change something at the way you use or see or interact with the outdoors?
One, at our camp, getting everybody on board to do our logging project.
Right on.
Learning from you what you did, and finally,
it's tough, man.
It's that bus thing, right? You get
it's tough.
Okay, so I want to get that done, taken care of in the next year. I got to find out if everything's heading that way. Mm-hmm. So that would be the hunting aspect. I want to get more, maybe getting some food plots put in.
Okay.
If they're crude put in, they're crude, but if they're in, they're in.
Okay.
You know, learning.
I will say this before. Look at QDMA's five major steps to a good food plot.
Right.
They got really good answers in there, and it'll really make you think about, because what you just said, crude food plot. Just go read that article. Look on QDMA's Facebook page, because it really gives you some really good insight into not putting in just a food plot for the sake of putting in a food plot.
Right. And another one besides QDMA is Gamekeepers by Mossy Oak.
Absolutely.
They have, that book is when I read that, I always pull something out of that. That's a good one to subscribe to if you don't already. Okay, so that's my hunting side of it. Now, the fishing side of it, it's with the kayaks. Getting those this year, learning to what those can possess. Talking with Adam Marsh at Cabela's in the beginning of the year, exactly what he said. The bigger boats can't get into certain areas, and learning to go after those areas.
Okay.
We did it
using the kayaks.
Using the kayaks. We did it up north. We didn't have a big boat, so we had our kayaks. So we kayaked into some of these lakes. That was fun. So those are the two things, and both environmentally helping nature. I'm not taking a motor boat. I'm taking my own self-propelledness.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely worked in the land. It's been over 20 years since we had it last logged, so it's time to help regenerate it and get that moving.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of what I've. And for anybody that wants to, you're a hunter. No, I'm not just a hunter. I'm if I'm logging and I'm planting, kind of makes me a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
So
conservationist,
and like you said, I'm not raising my own chickens, but thinking about the hunting and the gathering and the farming and that, all helping nature, learning that's probably what this year, learning from you, how you're progressing with yours, and then talking on my side, getting everybody going, pushing them on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
We already got the focus, but now we know we have to get there. And
right.
what the means we have to do to get there.
Right. Gotcha.
So, what about you?
Wow, it's how much time we got? I've learned a lot this year. I've got a lot. I've done a lot of reading. Got a lot of experience from what I've done, and learned from that and the things I'm taking forward. One thing I'm going to try different this year that I've been reading about, going along with conservation and going along with habitat and interacting with animals and learning how to be a better, more effective hunter. You talked about Mossy Oak Gamekeepers, the magazine. There's a really good article, and I can't remember which issue it was. It's a quarterly magazine, but talking about mock scrapes. And I talked with a gentleman who used to be on the Northeastern Michigan chapter. He was on the board of that QDMA chapter. And him and I, we've talked a lot this year. And that's the one thing that he uses effectively. I've got some of the tools to make it happen. I ran out of time this year to make it happen, if that makes sense.
That's what happens when we have real jobs.
Yeah. Well, that and, we were doing the logging project, and then we had the field plantings, and then I built the blind, and then all of a sudden, hey, it's the next weekend, it's season. All that, it kind of caught up with me really quick. And that's the other thing, is time management. Learning to manage my time, but learning to figure out what projects need to be done, what has to be done, and then what do I want to do. And using my time more effectively and productively of getting out into the field, because I had my my toes in too many waters this year. You know what I'm saying? I was being pulled in multiple directions with the podcast, with what we do in the industry. Working with Mossy Oak, working with Cabela's, working at work, working at the club, the hunting club, and all that, and then working with the family, and then making sure I had time with the family, and making all that work together. It took a toll, but it taught me a lot of things this year. But yeah, taking that, that's the one thing I want to focus on this year. Is I want to focus on trying to use mock scrapes, and how does that all work, and placement and things of that nature, using the trail cameras along with that. Land management. I've learned a lot this year from our club manager. Has taught me a lot. Talking with the loggers has taught me a lot. Talking with the foresters, learning how this all works together. And we're doing another forestry or logging project here in a couple weeks, and using that to help another section of our hunting area, our hunting club. And taking that and helping the 3 or 4 people that it's going to affect on that part of our property. And how do we take what we've already done and start molding and shaping that into what we want it to be, instead of letting just nature take a hold of it and nature going, okay, here it is. We've got that opportunity now to take it and mold it and kind of guide it,
Exactly.
push it in a direction that we want to be able to be used to be most effective for hunting and habitat for other animals. It's not just for deer. How do we hold turkeys on the property? How do we hold rabbits or squirrels or other birds? We've got partridge up there.
Yep.
Grouse, what we call them partridge, but grouse. All those different aspects and using that to mold the land. And then taking that and working with the guys at our camp and trying to share hunting knowledge with people and getting them to understand some of the science behind what we do and why we do it, and breaking down some of those traditions. I mean, we've talked about it on the show many times. Traditions are some of the hardest things to overcome when you're trying to move forward, whether it be in a hunting camp, a hunting group, or a hunting an outdoors club or whatever, or even shooting range.
Oh, yeah.
Is when you in other things in life. I mean, Christmas. Well, we've always done this at Christmas. This is tradition. This family does this. We put the tree up on Thanksgiving night. Well, this year we're not. Oh, we can't have that.
Oh yeah, I could do you some stories with that. Well, we always have it at Christmas. Well, we're not having it this year.
Yeah. Well, it's just even with hunting.
With hunting, it's even worse because
and the more people you got, the worse it gets.
Well, we haven't done that in 50 years. Well, and there's a reason why you didn't see no deer.
Yeah. I think, you talked about getting your camp involved in this land management project of logging and forestry, and getting people to understand that those are some of the hardest things to overcome, and getting people to understand the knowledge that you've got, that you've learned, and showing people there's another way to do things that's going to be better, in breaking down those traditions and teaching people things. And it's like I say, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks sometimes.
It is, and I think we have a bus driver, and I think I have everybody on the bus. I just got to make sure everybody handed in their tickets.
Right on. That's a great point.
Because
you can say you want to go, but do you really want to go?
Right, exactly. And that's I got to talk with our forester. I got to make sure, because of how we're all set up there, that everybody handed in their paperwork.
Gotcha.
And that's their ticket. Once we get it all handed in,
you're ready to go.
Then
the bus can leave.
He can start pushing the gas pedal on the bus and start lining us up to get this stuff done, which I want to email him, which reminded me. So, but as far as a year in review, I think shortly we had a good year.
I think so. I did. I had a successful year. And that doesn't mean putting meat in the freezer.
No. I think we did okay. Next year will be your 10th year come April. It'll be our 400th show come February. So 2017 is looking to be
another busy year.
Busy year.
We've already got some weekends booked at Cabela's.
We got
benefit for kids coming up.
Start at the beginning.
ATA.
We're going to be at ATA in 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks we'll be home from ATA.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then we got benefit for kids. I got the tickets. We're all set. Cabela's has already asked us, reaching out to March.
Yep, through March.
So right there, we're setting up to be busy. And then from there on,
turkey season.
Well,
fishing season.
In between those
some ice fishing.
There's some ice fishing we need to get done in there.
Yeah.
Because I would like to get out on the ice, at least drown some waxworms or something.
Right on.
We seem not to catch a lot of fish when we go.
No,
unless we go up to your pond, which is that's pretty wild.
One after the other.
And to tell you the truth, if we could find one of those automatic scaler things, we could do a fish fry. That'd be awesome. But yeah, 2016, we've learned a lot. We had a good year. Shout outs to our families for putting up with us.
Absolutely.
My wife has been an angel. She
lets you come over here every week.
She lets me come over here every week.
And my wife lets you walk through the door every week. And puts up with me being in here every week.
And you know what? And by gosh, we got in kayaks this year. She will guide you from Holly to Fenton next year. I'm doing this live, so
Deb, I count on it. She's watching.
That's right. She's watching, and she's gonna be the guide for that trip for you.
I take it that's probably the angry sign that we got right there. It's probably her.
Could be.
You want me to check, or should I not?
Yeah, check. Why not, right?
Somebody from up north. It just says up north journal. I think that'd be Mara. Mara's mad about something.
Oh, I know why.
Yeah, I know why she's mad.
Yep. But no, shout out to the families for 2016 for putting up with us, putting up with what we do, and it's just one of those things that it's family driven. I've taken my kids up. We take the family up to the cabin. You do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So on to 2017.
On to 2017, folks. Those of you who put up with us this year, we appreciate it. We love hearing feedback from you guys and our listeners and our viewers here on Facebook and Periscope when we're on Periscope.
Yeah,
and out at the shows.
We're gonna try to get it working where we can do this every week so we can get the wide angle lens.
Yep. Yeah, we got some plans for that, so stay tuned on that. If you guys, UNJ Gnome, this guy's going to be rocking with us this year. We got a contest coming up. We don't have all the particulars yet. He needs a name, okay? That's all we're going to say right now. So start thinking about that and getting. We want a name for the guy. And other than that, just thanks for all your support, all you guys' love and feedback and information you give us and comments, the whole 9 yards. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on all those as well. So check us out. Google Plus, I think we're over there as well.
We are.
I don't play in that playground a lot, but that's something else we're going to expand some things. So just make sure you go over and give all of our sponsors and supporters some link love. Go check out their websites. If you got anything that you're looking at, I know we had a gentleman that's contemplating buying a new bow. I was talking with him last night on Facebook, back and forth, bantering. Robert Ford, and he's looking for a new PSE. So we're pushing him to the right PSE model that he's looking for.
He's in our area, right?
Yeah, he lives here close. Yep.
Go right over to Mr. Beasley.
Well, actually, he's looking at one at Cabela's that they're clearancing out. Oh. So Cabela's is running a clearance on their 2016 models, making room for 2017.
Absolutely.
Which we're going to be at ATA checking out. So if there's anything you guys want us to look at ATA, by the time you listen to this show, make sure you get it to us quick. Shoot us a private message, email, what have you. And if we can, we'll stop by and we're going to try to do some live stuff over there if we can. Don't know if the bandwidth will allow it.
I tell you what, it gets
tough,
pretty busy.
But we will try to make sure and stop at booths and check some stuff out for you. So, and just be safe out there. 2016 is in the rearview mirror now. 2017, look ahead. Shoot straight. Be safe. We'll see you next week. This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.